Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my Tenpai Dragon deck list, which I used to win my locals today. I decided to play the deck for the first time in a tournament setting, and I'll be honest, I really enjoyed playing the deck. I thought it was really fun to play for the first time in a tournament. It was really interesting seeing how it paired up against the other decks in the format, as well as all the mind games that come with this deck as well. But yeah, I actually thought the deck was okay. I'm still not convinced it's the best deck in the format. However, I do think it's quite scary if people don't understand how the deck functions, or if they're not prepared for it either. So yeah, I'll show you guys my deck list. I also did a budget version deck list, which I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check that out as well. And if you're new or want to see more Tenpai content, feel free to follow the channel. So yeah, like I said, I won my locals today just playing a kind of like a heavy hand trap list. I'll go through all the changes in a little bit of depth as I go through them. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video, and we'll just get straight in. So for the engine, the Pydra, Chandra, and the Fadra. These are only sort of monsters. There is a debate whether to play more of these. I would like one because it's not a one card starter. But yeah, I mean that for me alone, because it's not a one card starter, I'd just rather play one because it's the worst one to draw on its own. I played the mirror match, and my opponent opened this as his only way to play, and that unfortunately lost him the game. If you guys want to see a Tenpai mirror match, I've got one coming up on the channel within the next couple of hours, so stick around and I'll be dropping that shortly. But yeah, I mean, not much more to say about that really. So that's it for the monsters, and then for the rest of the engine, we had the 3 quick play, 3 summoning, and then 1 terraforming, and then to complement the terraforming, we played Necro Valley and 3 prosperity. So that's kind of it for the consistency engine. Obviously, Necro Valley doesn't cover consistency, however, it's there as a go first option. It was actually really good for me today, Necro Valley. It's funny because in some matchups, this kind of doesn't auto win, but it makes them really awkward for them to play through like a little half board, or for you to not die through this in the mirror if they don't have the Tri-Brigade, which actually comes up. It probably won't come up at a high level because I'd expect everyone at like a regional or above to have the Tri-Brigade to play through this. But yeah, this card was pretty funny. I didn't play set rotation today. I just didn't feel like it was needed, and I really valued the extra non-engine, which we'll cover in a minute, which is like a wedge of the deck. But yeah, I mean, not much more to say about this really. Just like there is a debate whether to play Desires. I might test that going forward because of the extra card that generates. But I just thought Prosperity was just it's just such a strong card, and the fact that you can kill through this is kind of ridiculous. But I just value the quality of Prosperity over the extra draw, because there's sometimes this unique card you need to see, whether you're specifically searching for a field spell or the quick play. Or even the level 4 to extend. There's just so many unique cards in the deck that I'd rather just see off this than hope to draw off Desires. But yeah, I'm still down to test that theory, but I'm pretty convinced on this going forward. So that is it for the engine. So non-engine time. 3 shifter. Yeah, there's lines that you can kill through this. I might leave something in a description to help you guys understand the lines to kill through this. To be honest, it's not really straight. It's not complicated, but yeah, it's like an auto win in some matchups, and even like in like a small tournament like I was playing today, a lot of people knew what I was playing, so they put me first. This is just another way to semi-skip your opponent's turn, or to ensure that they don't kill you. So yeah, shifter was decent, and then pseudo non-engine was Magnum. I don't play the Blaster or the Gold Sark in the deck, but you certainly could, but I'd rather just play the one Magnum because it's a Seals target. Or it's a dragon to summon off Hieratic Seals, which is in the extra deck, the link to, and it's the effect is like comes up now and then. I played Labyrinth today, and this effect was actually quite decent to hit like a Kuklot, which was pretty valuable. But yeah, good to have in the main deck. 3 Imperm. Yeah, like I said, we're going heavy on the hand traps. 3 Mourner, 3 Veiler, and then funny cards. I'll get to the last 3 in the end, but there's 3 cards left in the deck. But yeah, literally just hand traps. I'm not too much to say about everything except for the gammas. Yeah, no nib because I felt it wasn't that reliable at locals. But you could probably play nib going forward. But that is pretty much it, except for the 2 gamma. So, or the gamma and the driver. So, yeah, it's just a high impact hand trap that's really good going first and second. Going first, you can activate a quick play, activate a field spell, bait the Ghost Ogre, bait the Ash Blossom, and then drop this, and it's just super high impact. I wish I played a synchro that complemented these guys because I actually do this twice today at small locals, which is like, I guess that's just a bit of variance, but I think I need to incorporate something in the extra deck that complements having this in hand, especially if I resolve it, just to ensure that because I have a little streak of variance that goes in my favour, I'm able to close the game out using these guys as bodies on the field. And then also, you're probably thinking, oh, driver sucks. Well, driver does suck to draw. However, there is ways to just discard it through the field spell just to get rid of it out your hand. And then that's engraved then for the rest of the duel. So you can use a Gamba if that comes up if you go into a kind of a grind game. But yeah, these were pretty good. And then the last 3 cards in the deck were... Oh, sorry, there was one more card in the deck, which I'll get into. Oh, I'll just show it. It's just Duster. But Duster, because I wanted a way to get rid of back row through Prosperity. It was okay today, and it complemented the side deck, which is more than anything. This was going to be Droplet, but because I play Shifter, I wanted a consistent, reliable card that was just a quick play to get rid of Bagustka, deal with like problematic monsters on the field, especially when you simplify the game state with hand traps. Chalice was just good to either set, and it was good to utilize during when you go second as well. And even when you go first, like setting it's like fine. But yeah, I just wanted a quick play just to deal with threats on the field, just to ensure the combo resolves. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. 40 cards, slightly different to the budget list I put out on YouTube, but I guess this works pretty well for me today. I think I'll go over the extra deck before I do the side deck. So for the links, I'm just playing SP, Phoenix, and Seals. So I kind of wish I played a Striker Dragon because I underestimate the amount of times that I go through into simplified game states with the amount of hand traps I was playing. And Striker Dragon actually would have come up just to banish a card on the field, like a follow-up piece. Let's say if you're playing Mirror, go into Striker Dragon, go to SP, banish their field spell, and then you have a potential disruption as well with the quick effects. I didn't play the Heater, Princess, Amber Whale, Celantis lines with Phoenix. It just didn't come up for me. But I guess that's just preference. I probably would play it if I was entering like a high level event, but I think these were like fine at the moment while I'm just testing out the deck. And then for the synchros, which is majority of the extra deck, we play the Go First package. Yeah, I think everyone should know the combo by now, but if not, you kind of end on kind of summon this, search out any toolbox field spell, and then you can end on Seals. Like your end board is just like kind of like this. Yeah, which is actually not bad if you have hand drops to back it up as well. And Seal can guarantee you get follow-up through the Magnum Up, which is really, really strong. And then for the actual ones you do summon, or maybe just like one of these are the ones you kind of go through to guarantee killing. The second one kind of comes up. I found myself banishing off Prosperity a lot, so maybe it doesn't really need to come up. Fun fact that when they stay engraved, they're just quick effects. So if the game drags on, and you do 3 or more attacks, or if your opponent does 3 or more attacks, they can just come out of grave again, which is pretty funny. And then that's like the main ones that you summon. And then for the toolboxy ones, Q-Belt, the Blade Dragon, when a synchro summoned, pop a card. I thought that Flu was like a problem matchup, so I kind of wanted something in the main phase just to summon in defense and pop an M-Pen. And this gets rid of any of the like problematic cards on the field, because it targets a card on the field and destroys it, so it can target anything. So yeah, it's quite nice to have. The Black Rose Moonlight, which is just a bounce, even when it's summoned, and when your opponent summons a level 5 or higher monster. Black Rose, which actually comes up a lot, just to clear boards. Like sometimes I found myself just leaving 2 Tenpais on the field, and opponent goes battle phase, and they forget, Black Rose is a threat, and they just play into it. But again, just going second is like get it. Sometimes I think I'm pretty sure I traded like a 4 for 1 or like it wasn't a 4-for-1, it was like a 4-for-2, so like a +2 trade off a Black Rose today, which is really, really strong in this kind of deck where you have the hand traps and follow-up guaranteed. Played Typhon. This didn't come up. I actually didn't think I'd play this going forward, because it's like it came up in one situation where my opponent had an SP, but actually I don't know. I'm unsure about this card. And then the last card, which looks really weird, which is a Zeus. I play take cards in the side deck, which we'll go over now. So in theory, if my opponent summons a Baguska or summons a Shangri Era, something that's just like tricky to get over, and if I get debarried as well, I can attack an XYZ, use a card in the main phase 2 to take, summon a Zeus, swipe the board, and then hope I survive. So it's like in theory, it was cool to have, but I'm not sure if you play it going forward. Depends on what the event you're playing, if you expect Baguska decks or cash or something, but in theory this was quite nice to have. And then for the side deck, I'm just playing the back row hate, playing Twin Twister over Cosmic because it's more high impact against Flu, which is a real problem matchup for this deck. And it just comes up against like the random stun deck, which is in and out of the format right now, which is like Runic, and other just like floodgatey stun decks. So that's kind of it for the back row hate. And then, like I said, I'm playing some take cards, just Snatch Steal and Change of Heart for now. I'm not playing Mind Control because you cannot attack with a monster. So there's some situations where it's just dead on fields. But I thought these cards were pretty solid because like the game plan was like the reason why the deck for me is quite appealing and it's appealing for new players is that the game plan is just really like linear. Like you're always just going to be trying to kill your opponent, and these cards just allow you to do that. Taking a Fenrir, taking a Appaloosa, taking just monsters to attack your opponent with for extra damage, especially because it does, although like the deck doesn't appear to have a high skill expression, I do think there is some skill in playing through boards, especially when you're like in a battle phase and a bit of pressure because you have to like OTK, otherwise you lose. I was like messing up the OTK today because I was fairly inexperienced with the deck. But I thought like having cards like these to do the final bit of damage, and like I said, if you get D-barriers, like attacking into an XYZ, going main phase 2, taking it, and then summon Zeus, I just thought was really good in theory. But we'll see how the format develops. But these were like fine in theory. Zombie World is a way to deal with Flu, Plant, Dragon. Could even play this in a mirror. I guess it's not too bad. But just a toolbox field spell for Ancient Theory. Playing Rivalry because it's like a go first card, I suppose. I mean, these are kind of the go first cards of the deck. Heatwave is insane in this deck. I don't think I resolved it today, but yeah, good card. And then for the last 3 cards in side deck, I wasn't sure, like, for me, when I play this deck, especially at locals, you don't know whether you're going to go first or second sometimes. So having a flexible card that's really good going first and second felt like a good utility to have in the deck. So Fenrir filled like a really good role in providing that option. And yeah, he's probably like one of the best cards in the side deck. So yep, that is it for the deck. It is quite fun to play. It's like not that skill expressive, but you have to, if you get to the battle phase and a little bit of pressure to like kill your opponent, I do feel like there's a lot of skill in that. But I guess we'll see how the format goes on. But yeah, like one bit of advice when you play against the deck, I see people like teching in like silly cards like Threatening Roar, like Battle Faders, like silly cards. Like for me, when I think the best cards to counter this deck are going to be like Ghost Ogre, Dimensional Barrier, because those cards cover like other matchups. So like Ghost Ogre covers Voiceless, D-Barrier covers Branded. So I just use cards that overlap into other matchups as well as this. I wouldn't like specifically worry about this card, although it is like oppressive in what it does. I do think it's like fairly straightforward to stop. I just feel like a lot of people are just panicking when they get paired against it, and yeah. But that's my thoughts on the deck, guys. Just another list for you guys to theory with. Hope you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more content. I've got a couple of games of me playing the deck locals today, like scheduled over the next couple of days. So definitely subscribe to see all those to learn how to play the deck, because like it's good to have YouTube as a resource to learn decks a lot quicker. So yeah, I really appreciate that support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.